My name is Greg TeGantvoort. I run Fort Worth Community Cinema, and I have a little blog called The Movie Mutant. Pretty much just movie reviews, and I host events mainly here at Southside Preservation Hall. My mainstay has been Weird Wednesday. It's now the Mutant Bazaar, but the first Wednesday every month right here at Southside Preservation Hall.
Thank you so much. What are your favorite movies or type of movies to show in front of a crowd?
Oh, to show in front of a crowd. So I like to pick the ones that are going to elicit the biggest responses. So stuff like Frankenhooker that maybe not a lot of people had seen, but deserves to be seen. I love Frank Henenlotter's work. Frankenhooker, I think, is the gateway into Henenlotter's work. If you like Frankenhooker, you can go to Brain Damage or Basket Case, and I think you'll be okay. Frankenhooker's actually relatively tame compared to those. But yeah, I want to find the stuff that maybe people haven't seen that deserves to be seen, but is definitely going to either disgust the audience or make the audience laugh or boo. You've been here before. When I host a show here, I want it to feel more like a wrestling match where the audience is active. We're not talking over anything. We're not riffing on anything, but it feels like a big communal experience to hear everybody boo or cheer when the bad guys lose.
Do you have a particular favorite Mutant Bazaar that sticks out in your memory?
I like the ones where I brought in special guests.
Yes.
One of our very first special guests was Lloyd Kaufman, the creator of The Toxic Avenger. We were so lucky to get him, and it filled the chapel and then some. And it was awesome to get to interview him and to talk about his career and all the films that he's helped bring to life. We showed Poultrygeist that night. I'm not a huge fan of Poultrygeist, but it was worth sitting through for Lloyd.
That one is rancid.
Yeah. But I also, the last 3 Octobers, I've done homegrown horror. The first one I did, we brought in Brett McCormick and showed The Abomination. It was the Fort Worth premiere, even though it was shot in the 80s. It was the first time he actually had it screened in Fort Worth.
Oh my God!
And then the year after that, we did Bloodsuckers from Outer Space. Glenn Coburn came in. And last year, we had a movie that was actually shot right here. Tyler Russell did The Hem. It was shot at Southside Preservation Hall and had the premiere at Southside Preservation Hall. And I was so, when I found out he was shooting it, I told him, dude, if you can have this thing done by October, you're in. We will have the premiere here. It makes perfect sense to do it here. So those are the ones that always stick out the most to me. And it packs the house. People want to meet those filmmakers.
Has Mutant Bazaar brought you closer to the DIY filmmaking scene in DFW, or were you already plugged in?
Man, I don't know about plugged in. It's been weird. So earlier I was telling you about, I've been doing video work for over 20 years. Right. And I used to be that guy that would make short films with his friends. And then I did legit stuff and went to festivals and screened my stuff. And then I had to go get a real job. And so I was connected then, and then I got disconnected. This I'm half in, half out. I'm aware of stuff that's going on, but I'm also I'm not making the stuff like I used to. So it's a little bit different when you're showing the movies versus making the movies. But I definitely want to find more local filmmakers and bring them in.
Absolutely. Do you miss making the movies?
I do. I know things have changed a lot, and I can't get the crew together that I could whenever I was 25 or 30. Everybody has real jobs. Everybody has family and kids. So it's a lot. Our time is more precious now than it was back then to go hang out with your buddies and go make stupid stuff. I do miss it. I would like to get back at it eventually. I just don't know when or how.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the state of independent cinema in the DFW area?
It's hard to gauge right now. So my biggest hang up with Fort Worth specifically is that we don't have a space to screen all of the things that are being made in Fort Worth.
Right.
You know, like we don't have an independent movie theater where you can connect and screen your short films or your feature-length films. We have to do these pop-ups in order to create those spaces. So it's really difficult to put a finger on the pulse of filmmakers right now in Fort Worth. So again, I'm kind of disconnected. I want to get to know more filmmakers,
right? And
I hopefully can create these opportunities as we expand our screenings.
Oh, definitely. Because my understanding is that you used to work at the ISIS Theater.
I did. I was the marketing director for Downtown Cowtown at the ISIS Theater back in the day, and like that's where Weird Wednesday had started, and we needed to have something programmed in the middle of the week. So I pitched, hey man, we'll do like cult movie night in the middle of the week just to see how many people are interested and can come in through the door. And it never grew over like 40, 50 people at the ISIS. And when we moved it from the ISIS to Southside Preservation Hall, numbers jumped up immediately. This was just a more conducive environment and welcoming environment than, unfortunately, the ISIS was.
Right. Do you think it was in the name?
No. I think that there was nothing wrong with the name. The biggest problem was location and the ownership. That he wasn't transparent on what he wanted to do in the space.
Right.
You know, it was supposed to be a live entertainment venue, and so movies were an afterthought. And when you don't have stuff programmed in the middle of the week and you have a screen and a projector and a sound system, that's the cheapest route to go, brother. And he just didn't want to do that. So it's tough. The Stockyards is tough. People have asked me like, hey man, if you were able to like buy the ISIS, would you go back? And I've told them no, because locals don't go to the Stockyards. Locals don't want to pay $15 to park their car if you're in Fort Worth. This isn't Dallas, brother. So it's a different animal when you are approaching a very tourist heavy area in Fort Worth versus something like over here near Southside, where this is mom and pop central. This is where a ton of mom and pops live. We can draw a crowd here because that's what they expect. They expect these homegrown little scrappy businesses to pop up.
Do you have a holy grail guest that you'd want to bring out to a Mutant Bazaar?
Oh my God, there's so many. There's so many, man. I'd love to bring Henenlotter out, man. That would be killer to get him out here.
That would be amazing.
There's a lot of like, and then there's just like personal stuff. Like I like a lot of mainstream as well, and I think one of my biggest, like, if I were to meet one celebrity, it would probably be Dan Aykroyd of all people, just because I grew up on Ghostbusters and the Blues Brothers, two of his creations, and just to go up and be like, just shake his hand and say thank you for like forming my sense of humor and creating something for me to aspire to. But yeah, but I would definitely say for the Bazaar, Henenlotter would be the white whale.
Oh my God, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would drop everything to come to that.
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd can come and sell his vodka here.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Bring your crystal head, dude.
I've seen some pretty packed houses for Mutant Bazaar. Is there a chance that you're going to have to switch locations at some point?
It's a difficult task. We have developed a very steady audience here. So I don't want to pick up where we have grown so much. I'm okay with it getting to a point where it feels like we might not get in. You know, like I want it to feel special that when you make it in and you get a seat, that you did it. You're one of the lucky few,
right?
Because we've so let me get my head straight. We did the Tromageddon. So when Lloyd came back the second time, his visit didn't align with a normal Weird Wednesday Mutant Bazaar. So we created a one-off event, and thinking that as huge as it was when he came the first time, that it was going to be as big. We moved the movie from the chapel into the ballroom. So we swapped up the format where we typically have the market in the ballroom and the reception hall and then have the movie in the chapel. We flopped it where we had vendors in the chapel, vendors in the reception hall, and then we set up huge for the movie. Unfortunately, that means I have to cut out over half of what I typically have for the market. And the way that our business model is set up, that if we kill the market, it doesn't really make any sense for us to cannibalize that. You know what I'm saying?
The math doesn't work out.
Yeah, it really doesn't. Like
Right.
we need to have, like, right now our magic number is 44 vendors each show, and we need those. We need that market there, and it also helps create that this is something more than just going to the movies. That's how you get people out of the house. If you tell people what you're going to show, then they'll be like, oh, I can go see this on Tubi at home. Versus creating an environment like, hey, no, we have a market, we've got a food truck, we've got vendors, we've got artists. You can meet all types of people here, and then we can go watch a movie and then talk about it afterwards.
Yeah.
Like it's a whole night of things versus going and seeing a movie. We have so many options, and it's hard to choose what we want to spend our time on. Just like I was talking about, like, hey, man, I'd love to make another movie. But if I don't have the time because I want to spend time with my kids, I want to spend time with my kids, man.
Yeah.
Like, they're only little ones.
Exactly.
And so Fort Worth is a weird town, man, because I think we're like the 12th largest city in the nation. There's so much shit to do, yet you see events that have zero people that show up. Like, sometimes we have bad nights where we have, 70 or less come through the door. It's not to say that there aren't people here in Fort Worth. It's just that they've chosen not to do that with their Wednesday night because there's so much stuff to do.
Right.
And so, yeah, it's hard to break through the noise sometimes whenever you're in the big city.
Right.
And I never really thought of Fort Worth as the big city. It's trying to find its own identity, and like there's definitely a big divide between what's Fort Worth and what is Dallas.
Oh, absolutely.
And then you've got the Mid-Cities area and Arlington, and now Mansfield is popping off. Like, all of this is starting to expand and grow. So it's just trying to find out what that identity is and get a foothold.
Definitely. Any ideas on what this year's October local showcase will be?
Man, I don't know. I as of right now, so as of May 6th, when we're doing this, I do not have October planned. You know what? It might be a good time to do like a collection of shorts.
That'd be really fun.
I think that would be really fun to do like a Tales from the Crypt vibe and have kind of like a
like creep show.
Yeah. Have these little shorts in between, little introductions, and a whole night planned of celebrating local filmmakers. But I do have you can have the exclusive on this one. Right now we're working on getting the daughter and son of a filmmaker that's no longer with us but want to show their father's movie, and they will be here in September. I'm not going to say what it is yet. We're still working on everything. But in September we will have special guests here at the Mutant Bazaar.
Oh, excellent. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. That's all I have today.
Dude, thank you.
Of course. Once again, thank you so much for doing this.